This video is going to be about the importance of keeping your problems to yourself. Keeping it basically a secret to people around you, people that you really care about. My parents just came to visit me. I haven't seen them in the last 6 months. And so I was just catching up with my mom, my dad, and they're just asking questions about the business. And of course, I'm in the middle of transitioning, pivoting, and so business isn't doing that well. I'm still figuring things out. I'm not making as much money as I was. And so I'm a little behind on some things. And people sometimes don't understand that progression isn't always linear. It's always like this. Especially right now, I truly believe that I'm in this slingshot effect where I'm taking a few steps back. But once I figure it out, I'm just going to shoot forward a lot further than where I was before. And I'm okay with that. But the biggest thing is sharing a little bit of the problems that I'm going through with my business put in a lot of fear with my mom and my dad. And of course, the only reason why they're very fearful is because they care about me. I acknowledge that. They care about me. They only want the best for me. But the problem with that is they become very stressed. Me sharing a little bit of the situation that I'm in causes them to be stressed, and because they're stressed, it causes me to be stressed. And sometimes when other people are talking about your problem out loud, it almost feels more real than it is. Now, of course, the problem is real, but sometimes you develop this skill set to just absorb everything and just still to go forward despite on how difficult it is. And despite the whole world is burning around you, you're still able to just do what it is that you have to do without a doubt, without questioning yourself. But sometimes when other people's opinion or perspective, especially from the ones that you really care about, once they start to voice it out, it kind of creeps into you. And that's what I'm feeling right now. My dad, my mom basically just reiterating the problem out loud and just almost instilling fear. They're instilling their fear into me, but I'm not fearful. And so that's why I think it's really important for you to protect yourself by just keeping your problems a secret, because I have the stress tolerance of a fucking god. No matter what problems come my way, I'm able to just be resilient enough to know that I'll be okay. Be resilient enough to just figure out the solution. I'm never focused on the problem. I'm always focused on the solution. And unfortunately, not everybody's going to be built like that. So if you're built like that, you sharing your problems to your loved ones, whether that's family, your significant other, or your best friend, they may not be built like that. And so they're going to express how they would feel if they were in that situation. But you need to understand that the only reason why they feel the way that they feel with so much fear is because they haven't gone through the things that you have gone through. Now, if you were to give the problems that I have right now to my younger self 3, 4, 5 years ago, that version of myself would crumple, would probably want to end his life, But because of the journey that I've been on for the last 5, close to 6 years now, it developed me to becoming somebody that can withstand the problems that I'm going through right now. And so for me, everything is fine. The building is burning, but I'm fine. I'm in a state of peace, even though the whole world is so chaotic. I'm in a state of peace because I know that I can get myself out of this. I'm not panicking. But the problem now that I'm facing is that these people I really care about, my parents I really care about how they see me. I really care about how they feel. And of course, they're very supportive. They're the most supportive people in the world. They've helped me in a lot of ways that I couldn't even imagine. They've helped me in a lot of ways that I don't even deserve. So it's not that they don't believe in me. It's just that they're in fear, and because they're in fear and I really care about them, and I don't care about what anybody says, but when it comes to people that you're really close to, you kind of not second guess yourself, but you kind of take it in a little bit deeper than you normally would. So I'm making this video to just say that sometimes it's a lot better to just go through with your own problems alone, because it makes it a bit more difficult when you share it with people, just because you don't know how they're going to react, especially if they have no experience in business, entrepreneurship, or just being such a big risk taker. Because don't get me wrong, all the things that I'm doing right now is just such a high risk, right? I could be so comfortable by just getting a normal job and whatnot, but I just know I'm not destined for that, and so I'm fighting for this. I'm looking for that needle in the haystack, right? And so, not even in a haystack, it's like a needle just been dropped in the middle of the ocean, and now I have to free dive and look for it. That's where I'm at. And so, yeah, of course, don't get me wrong, it's good to conversate to people, of, share a little bit here and there. It's nice to sometimes voice it out. It's really important for you to speak about the problems you're going through, just because sometimes don't get me wrong, it makes you feel a bit better, but sometimes when you share the big things, it scares them, and by extension it kind of cuts you a little bit. Because I've been fine for the last couple of months. No matter what kind of situation I've been in, I'm still fine, but for some reason I felt a little bit of fear. For the first time in a long time, I felt a little bit of fear with the decision that I've made. And I don't like that. And so, if there's a one piece of advice to you that I can give you, is fight your own battles, silently, but make sure you have a good plan. And, but for sure, it's difficult to not share, especially when your decision is negatively impacting other people, whether that's your partner, whether that's your family, whether that's your friends, right? And these people just really care about you. But I guess this is something that I'm learning more and more of. But anyway, thanks for listening to my yap session. And yeah, just understand that just because they don't understand you doesn't mean you're wrong. Just because people don't see eye to eye with you doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong things. Just because people are in fear doesn't mean you have to be. Just because people are stressed out doesn't mean you have to be. You are different. You are built different because you have gone through the journey of hardship. And so the hard now isn't that difficult, but it's all work in progress, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And most importantly, thank you for trying. Peace.